Kill that weak version of yourself and unleash your true potential. Greetings, my friend. Have you ever felt like you're just going through the motions of life, stuck in an endless cycle of routines, responsibilities, and mundane tasks? Have you ever sensed that deep down, you are capable of so much more, but something is holding you back? If so, you're not alone. The truth is, most of us are only tapping into a fraction of our true potential, beneath the surface. Hidden beneath our daily struggles and habitual comfort zones lies an untapped powerhouse of strength, creativity, and resilience waiting to be unleashed. Imagine stumbling upon an old, dusty lamp in your attic, only to discover that it's not just a relic, but a treasure chest brimming with power. That's exactly what lies within you, a vast reservoir of potential that's waiting to be discovered and utilized. Yet, so many of us remain oblivious to this, stuck in a rut without even realizing it. But here's the good news. You are not just a passive observer of your own life. You are the architect. Your future, your success, and your growth are shaped by the decisions you make every single day. The challenge is not just recognizing your potential, but actively living it. It's about breathing it in, embracing it, and making choices that align with your highest capabilities. Now, let's be honest for a moment. If you feel like you're not living up to your full potential, you're far from alone. It's a common experience, but just because it's common doesn't mean it's harmless. In fact, it's a red flag, a wake-up call nudging you to shake off complacency and take control of your life with intentionality and purpose. Why settle for merely getting by when you could be reaching for the stars? Why accept mediocrity when greatness is within your grasp? The comfort trap, why we get stuck. One of the biggest reasons we remain stagnant is our deep-seated aversion to discomfort. We crave safety, familiarity, and the known. Routine gives us a sense of stability, but it can also become a cage that stifles our growth. Growth, by its very nature, demands that we step into the unknown. It requires us to challenge ourselves, to push our limits, and to embrace the struggles that come with personal evolution. If you want to thrive, not just survive, you need to be proactive about facing challenges head-on with courage and resilience. Think about this. Every single day, you have a choice. You can either continue living as you are, sticking to old habits and routines, or you can take a step, no matter how small, towards something greater. You don't need to make giant leaps overnight. Progress is built through gradual, consistent effort. Yes, it will be tough. Yes, it will be uncomfortable. But isn't a little discomfort worth it, if it means unlocking your true potential? The reality of mediocrity. Mediocrity is a silent, creeping fog that envelopes life so gradually that you may not even notice it until you're completely consumed by it. It's settling for good enough instead of striving for greatness. But let's be clear, this isn't about shaming ourselves or others for not being overachievers. It's about recognizing when we're holding back and playing small. Mediocrity doesn't always manifest as failure or lack of ambition. It's more insidious than that. It hides in the excuses we make, in the procrastination of tasks that could lead to improvement, in the comfort zone that prevents us from stepping into challenges. It's the "I'll start on Monday" mentality. It's the "I'm just not good at this" excuse. These seemingly harmless thoughts and behaviors slowly cement a life of mediocrity, trapping us in a cycle of unfulfilled potential. If you want to break free, you need to challenge yourself. Not all at once, but little by little. Set goals that scare you just enough to push you forward. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to be better. Take on projects that force you to learn and grow. The key is consistency. Incremental effort that compounds over time. Yes, you will face setbacks. Yes, you will fail at times. But failure is not the enemy. It is a teacher. Each setback provides an opportunity to learn, adjust, and come back stronger. Kill your inner critic. We all have that voice inside our head, the one that whispers doubts, feeds on our fears, and convinces us that we're not good enough. It's like an unwanted companion whose sole purpose is to talk us out of our dreams. But here's the truth, that voice, your inner critic, doesn't define you. It doesn't hold any real power, unless you give it power. It's time to take control and silence the negativity that holds you back. Our thoughts are not always reality. Many of the fears and self-doubts we harbor are mere impressions, temporary emotions that do not reflect our true capabilities. When you hear yourself saying, "I can't do this," "I'm not talented enough," or "I'm just not meant for this," recognize those statements for what they are. Excuses designed to keep you comfortable. Growth is born from discomfort. By questioning and challenging these limiting beliefs, you begin to dismantle the walls of self-doubt. A practical way to silence your inner critic is through mindful observation. The next time a negative thought arises, pause and reflect. Is this thought helpful? Does it align with my goals? Is it a rational response? Or is it an emotional reaction driven by fear? By reframing these thoughts and responding with logic and self-compassion, you take back control. You replace doubt with determination. You shift from a mindset of limitation to one of empowerment. Embrace discomfort. We often hear about stepping outside our comfort zones. It's a phrase plastered across motivational books, posters, and speeches. But beneath the cliché lies an undeniable truth. Real growth comes from discomfort. Strength isn't built in ease but in adversity. Let's simplify this idea. Discomfort isn't just about physical strain or emotional turmoil. It's about confronting the very things we'd rather avoid. It might be something small, like waking up an hour earlier for exercise, or something more daunting, like speaking up in a room full of people when silence feels safer. These moments of unease are actually hidden gifts, opportunities that lead to transformation. By willingly choosing discomfort, you send a clear message to yourself and the world: you refuse to remain stagnant. This concept of voluntary discomfort can be as simple as wearing basic clothing, eating simpler meals, or exposing yourself to the cold, not as a form of suffering, but as a reminder of your resilience. In doing so, you prove to yourself that you can handle less than ideal conditions and still thrive. Embracing discomfort in a controlled way strengthens you for life's inevitable challenges. Think about it. When you regularly push your limits in small ways, you develop resilience like a muscle. So, when life hits hard, a job loss, an illness, or a personal failure, you're not easily shaken. You've already trained yourself to get back up. True strength isn't just about how we think, but about what we repeatedly do. Each time you lean into discomfort, you sculpt a tougher, wiser, more capable version of yourself. These small choices add up, creating a person who doesn't just endure hardship but grows because of it. To make this a habit, start small. Identify one thing you've been avoiding because it makes you uneasy, and challenge yourself to tackle it this week. Maybe it's addressing a difficult conversation or stepping into a leadership role despite your fear. Pay attention to the resistance, the excuses, the hesitation, and remind yourself that growth lies on the other side. As you navigate discomfort, shift your perspective. Instead of judging yourself, stay curious. Observe how you feel before, during, and after. What changed? How did your perception of the challenge shift? How did you grow from the experience? These reflections are invaluable, reinforcing the lessons learned. Remember, embracing discomfort isn't about seeking struggle for the sake of suffering. It's about expanding your capacity, one step at a time, in ways that enrich your life and strengthen your mindset. This practice doesn't just prepare you for life's storms. It transforms them into stepping stones toward an empowered, fulfilled life. Accountability and commitment. Accountability is one of the most powerful drivers of personal growth. Think of it like having a workout partner for your goals. When someone else is counting on you, you're far less likely to quit. But here's the twist. The most important accountability isn't to others. It's to yourself. True transformation happens when you take full ownership of your choices and hold yourself to a higher standard. Our character is shaped by the decisions we make daily. Taking responsibility for those decisions and accepting their consequences with integrity is what fuels real growth. So, how do you cultivate accountability? Start by making your goals visible. Don't just write them in a hidden notebook. Place them somewhere you'll see every day. Whether it's a whiteboard in your room, a sticky note on your fridge, or a daily phone reminder, keeping your commitments front and center reinforces their importance. Next, implement regular self-check-ins. Dedicate time each week to reflect honestly. What did I achieve? Where did I fall short? What can I improve? This isn't about self-criticism. It's about constructive assessment and making the necessary adjustments. Another game changer is external accountability. Share your goals with someone you trust, a friend, mentor, or colleague who will push you to stay on track. The act of verbalizing your commitments strengthens your resolve. When someone else knows what you're aiming for, you feel an added sense of responsibility to follow through, not just for them, but for yourself. Beyond external support, a powerful technique is visualizing your future self. Regularly ask, is what I'm doing right now aligned with the person I want to become? This mindset keeps you focused, intentional, and disciplined in your daily actions. And don't forget to reward yourself. Recognizing progress, no matter how small, reinforces positive behavior. Rewards don't have to be extravagant. They just need to acknowledge your effort. It could be a favorite treat, a break from work, or something you've been meaning to buy. These small incentives make the journey of self-improvement enjoyable and sustainable. Your network is your net worth. Your network determines your success. You've probably heard the saying, "Q are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." It holds more truth than we often realize. The people around us shape our thoughts, habits, and ultimately our trajectory in life. Not just in terms of success, but also in personal growth, mindset, and fulfillment. Without realizing it, we absorb the attitudes and behaviors of those we spend time with. That's why it's essential to surround yourself with people who inspire growth. When you're in the company of driven, positive, and ambitious individuals, their mindset influences you. Now, take a moment to evaluate your circle. Do they challenge you to grow, encourage new perspectives, and push you toward your goals? Or do they reinforce negativity, complacency, or self-doubt? Building a strong network doesn't mean cutting people off. It means being intentional about who influences you. Seek out mentors, friends, and colleagues who uplift and inspire you. Engage in communities where excellence, wisdom, and resilience are the norm. When your environment supports growth, striving for your best self becomes effortless. Ultimately, personal development is not a solitary journey. The people you choose to surround yourself with will either propel you forward or keep you stagnant. Choose wisely, and you'll find that success, both in character and achievement, becomes a natural byproduct of your environment. In the grand scheme of life, growth is fueled by 6 core elements. Coming out of the comfort trap, understanding the reality of mediocrity, killing your inner critic, embracing discomfort, holding yourself accountable, and surrounding yourself with people who elevate you. By leaning into challenges, owning your journey, and cultivating the right relationships, you don't just build a successful life. You create a deeply meaningful and fulfilling one.